What's up, guys? Coach Vassar. Thank you for joining me with OTF Auto Daily Beats. As always, if you're new, appreciate you tuning in to listen to me talk about these workouts. If you find value in them, information is in the description to support me. And also introducing my little guy, he'll be running around, Zeke. We're going to be talking about Monday, November 3rd. This will also repeat Wednesday, November 19th. This is a tread row day, so you should have cards for that. We'll talk about the 2G, talk about the 3G, and all that jazz. So we're going to see every distance gets harder in the second half on the treads. We start at flat road, finish on an incline. Rowers start at base, finish in an all-out. For the floor, we have 4 blocks total. Prime the muscles in block 1, build power in 2 and 3, and then burpees and explosive combos in block 4. You good, buddy? Okay. All right. As far as setup goes, just dumbbells and straps, but if you have benches out, just be aware you might need that space. You might be beneficial to put them away. Or have benches out as options for the burpees later on. When it comes to the setup of the room, of course, the group on the floor have wipes on their rowers, so that way at that 3-minute mark, they can wipe down the rower as a courtesy to the tread group, and then they'll head to the floor. When we look at the tread side, we're going to obviously self-pace here. We're going to see 3 total rounds with a bonus round on until they are done, and they will repeat that bonus round. Okay, so rounds 1, 2, and 3, we're going to see a 0.4 mile tread. The first half of that is flat road, so 0.2 flat road, power walkers 0.1, and then they'll go for 0.2 at a 4% incline. Power walkers 4% or greater. The way to kind of approach this is for the power walkers, maybe they start at their base incline, and then when they go uphill, do at least 3% higher than their base or more, right? And the goal is to try to maintain their speed. So in real life situation, like you got a hill in front of you, you're kind of gaining speed, flat road, and you're just trying to hold that speed as long as you can as you go up, all right? When we go that, we want to be able to maintain whatever speed they start at flat road, maintain it for the incline. When they come back to the treads, they could adjust. They could do something different in terms of that initial speed, but whatever they start with, can they maintain it on the back half and go uphill? Now, the rowers, it's a 400-meter row every time. The goal here, though, is we start at a base for the first 200 into an all-out for 200. You want them to use a 400 stored program. That way they don't have to switch halfway. So from 400 down to 200, base. 199 to 0, all out. And the intention is for them to decrease the time it takes to do that 200-meter all-out row, because we want them to try to stay at that base for the first 200. That should be about the same time for all 4 rounds, okay? But when we hit that all-out, if we're trying to increase the intensity there to help decrease the total time, that's what we want to see. All right, so they have 3 rounds of that. After that, the 4th round is the bonus round. On the tread side, it's just flat road. So 0.4 flat road, hold 1 speed, and then when they go to the rower, it's still that build. So 200 base, 200 all out, and they'll repeat that bonus until their choice of either an all out on the tread or on the rower. Okay, they do have 23.5 minutes for this. So right at the 22-minute mark, give them that heads up of like, hey, in 30 seconds, where do you want to do your all out? Start heading there, right? That way they could be at the station that they want to finish at and not be stuck at something they didn't want to do, even though that might be what they should do. Besides the point. All right, now looking at the weight floor side, we're going to see a total of 4 blocks. Block 1, 2, and 3 are 5 minutes apiece. Block 4 is shorter at 4 minutes. Block 1 is a primer. Rep count, self-paced here. We're going to see strap, cross back lunge, squat to Y raise, and the tricep extension all from the straps. So we're trying to prime the shoulders, the hips, and the trunk for a lot of stabilization work, because in blocks 2 and 3, it's rep and recover. We're going to take 2 different movements, 2 rounds each, and then for the buyout, we combine the 2 movements. So in block 2, we're going to have 1 minute to do 8 dumbbell high pulls. Now this is the standard high pull. So from a stationary upright position, they're going to pull the elbows up and slightly back, trying to pinch the shoulders behind them, and then back down. Okay, so the upright row, elbows are up, they kind of stay in front, but the high pull, we want to pull back a little bit with it. Okay, they have 8 reps. That will then go into 8 reps of the hip hinge swing on the next minute. So every minute on the minute, they are doing a movement for just 8 reps and then rest. With the high pull, slow and controlled, that should take them around 20 to 30 seconds. the hip hinge swing, more explosive. So that's going to take them probably about 10 to 15 seconds or so, which means they get more recovery. But it's the explosive movement, so they should need that extra recovery. Once we've done 2 rounds of those, and then they will then go into their final movement for the last minute, which is the high pull with power. So they have the swing and then they drive up. I love this concept because it helps glue those 2 movement patterns together, because no matter how many times I've said this to members, they just can't comprehend that it's a hip hinge swing into a high pull and it's one smooth motion. But hopefully by doing these 2 movements back to back like this, it kind of helps connect the dots for the members. Now block 3 is set up the same way. We're going to see dumbbell clean and the neutral grip push press. We have 2 rounds of each, and then for the buyout, it's a clean to push press for 1 minute. So obviously whatever weight they did for the push press might be a little bit lighter so they can move for the entire minute, or take breaks as they need and rest. Now on the final block, we're going to see burpees for 1 minute. Just a regular burpee, so not the full, so they'll hop down but no push up, and then jump at the top. They have 30 seconds of recovery. Then they're going to go to a 1 minute of the alternating 90-degree pop squat, and then they finish by doing a high plank pop to pop squat. So that one is going to be very complicated, but definitely watch the video on that one so you know what's going on. And I'll try to link it here in a moment when I get to it. Now, when we look at the 3G, tread side, it is exact same thing, but some key differences here. So what we're going to see is round 1, 2, and 3 are still 0.4, but the hill decreases every round. Okay, so we're going to choose your own flat road speed and then maintain it on the incline. 0.2 flat road followed by a 0.2 at 4%. Walk recovery until they're ready for the next round. 0.2 flat road, 0.2 3%. So knowing that there's going to be less incline, there's an opportunity for them to increase their flat road speed. And then round 3, 0.2 flat road, 0.2 at 2%. Same idea. If they finish that, then they could tread until time for the finisher. So very much of an endurance mindset at the very end. For the rowers, we're going to have 3 parts as well. They have a 400, 300, and a 200 meter build. So just like before, use 400 meter stored programs, start at base for the first half, all out for the last. And they'll do that movement twice. Then they go into a bodyweight squat to toe just to get off that rower. Then they move to part 2. 150 base, 150 all out, rest for 2 rounds, squat to toe 1 time for 12 reps. And then finally, 200 build, 100 all out, 100 base, 100 all out. Rest, repeat. Intention is to match or beat their row time on the second attempt of each build. And then they hit the squat to toes 1 final time, and then they row until a 1 minute all out. Okay, weight floor. This is just like the 2G. So block 2 and 3 are blocks 1 and 2 here. So you got the high pull, the hip hinge swing, 8 reps of each for 2 rounds, and then 1 minute together. There's a 1 minute setup to get them ready for dumbbell clean, push press, clean to push press, super fun. And then the final block. Luckily, this one is shorter. They only have 2.5 minutes here, so they only have 30 seconds of burpees, but just 15 seconds of transition time before the pop squat, 15-second transition time, and then they combine them for the final minute. Yikes. So there we go. That's going to be on Monday, November 3rd. Repeats on Wednesday the 19th. Other than that, coach it down.